suitable. So one of the things you need to do if you're just in the financial area, forget about all the areas of expertise and the multidisciplinary and all the things I talked about in parts 1 and 2, but at least the bare minimum, you've got to understand how your advisor makes money. Is it just a fee? Is it a fee plus they make some 12B1 fees or other kickbacks? Do they get incentives or bonuses based on how many proprietary products they sell? What about not only the advisor, but the firm itself? Does the firm make money in ways that aren't transparent? And if they can't answer that very quickly and clearly with a no or a yes, if it's a 7-page disclosure document, then that means, yes, they're making money in a lot of ways that you don't understand. And it's hard to have trust unless there's transparency, right? It's hard to have trust. People may make fun of lawyers, and I know I'm a lawyer, and obviously ByrdAdatto is, but at least with your lawyer, you know how they make money. Either they're billing you on an hourly rate, or it's a flat fee, or it's a contingency fee. But there's no hidden ways they make money other than the way that's disclosed and signed off in the engagement letter. So it's very transparent, and that can generate trust. So a fiduciary advisor has a fiduciary duty to the clients, which means he owes them a fundamental obligation to provide suitable investment advice and always act in their best interest. Where a broker, and don't focus on the term broker, look at the bullet at the bottom. The big firms and all the firms that operate on the suitability standard, they have found out many years ago that that is a negative connotation. So they don't call their salespeople brokers anymore. They're called financial advisor, which basically means nothing. There's no test to be a financial advisor. But that broker model does not need to act in the best interest of the underlying customer. Instead, their actions must only be suitable. Okay, so let me give you an example, and we have a bunch of them in the book, but let's just say you wanted to, based on what's going on, I want to put in $50,000 in my portfolio and get a large cap fund, maybe something U.S. large cap. For a firm like ours that it's a fiduciary, where we get paid a fee, let's say it's 1%. So we're making $500 on that $50,000, no matter where it goes. We get no kickback. So for us, in our business model, we're trying to find the best option for you that's cheapest, because the cheaper, the better your net return, the happier you are with us. And again, we don't make any money on it. So for us, we might choose an index fund. We have a lot of index funds in our clients, ETFs, etc. But it's very clear what we make, and we're making a choice without any negative incentives. It's truly what's the best for you as the client. If you go to someone under the suitability standard, okay, I want to put $50,000 into some large cap allocation. They can choose anything from the cheapest ETF to the most expensive mutual fund. And if they have a big firm where they actually have their in-house funds where they may get a kickback or a bonus or something like that, they can choose something that may have a 3, 4, 5, 6% commission. That's $3,000 off the top versus $500 that you may not even see, but then you have $47,000 growing for you, okay, rather than $49,500. Okay, so in fact, $49,500 is actually where we bill in arrears at the end of the quarter, so that $500 is actually working for you, and then that $50,000, and then we take our fee out at the end. So whereas the commission typically comes out right away. So the point of all that is that may not even be clear to you, and you want to understand that. Okay, and we have lots of other examples that are even more egregious that go on every day that most people don't understand. Step number 6. Use the downtime to educate yourself on financial matters. Take advantage of the opportunity to learn more, so when times are good, you are protected, better positioned, and more efficient. And the folks listening to this, you're already doing that. You're self-selecting now. If you spent your time listening to me, watching this, maybe watching all 3 parts, then you are taking advantage of this, and I would hope everybody would be. It's crucial to busy people to use the downtime efficiently, not use it to ruminate or be negative or worry. There's a place for that, and we're human, and that's going to happen. But if we can isolate that or minimize that and use the time efficiently, especially step number 4, and take care of kind of all those to-do list financial items that maybe you haven't, that would be great. So this is one part of our financial education. Obviously, ByrdAdatto does this for their clients like no other law firm I've seen, with banter and some of their other client-related materials. We do the same at OJM Group. We've got e-newsletters that are going out typically once a week, but a little bit more lately. We have webinars and podcasts on a lot of topics. My partner, Carol Foos, who's a CPA, has been doing a lot of stuff on the CARES Act and taxes and what practices and businesses can do financially. We'll always talk to a client for free to see if there's a fit, and if there is, great, and if there isn't, maybe we can refer them to somebody. And again, we've got books. We have been writing books for 23 years. We've got Wealth Planning for the Modern Physician, which is we're really proud about. This is our first new book for physicians in 5 years. It replaces For Doctors Only, that national book in the blue. And we wrote it with an orthopedic surgeon, a client of ours. There's over 100 pages of new material. So even if you have our older books, this one is great. It has a lot of new stuff in there. And it takes the reader through, there's sections for young docs, there's sections for folks in practice, there's sections on tax and asset protection, insurances, et cetera. There's a section on pre-retirement and retirement planning, et cetera. And for those of you interested in the financials, and by the way, if you're not a physician and you're watching this, certainly you can get the doctor book. There's plenty of material that's relevant to anybody. And I have given it to a bunch of our business owner clients. Wealth Management Made Simple, which is the book on the far right, that is all about investments. There's a whole chapter on what I talked about today in terms of suitability and the fiduciary standard and the different kinds of business models that are out there in the financial world. And it starts with a chapter on what is a stock and what is a bond, and all the way through. So really good, and you can get any of those books again for free. How do you get them? 2 ways to do it. For those of you watching this and have your cell phone, pull out the texting, and put in dial 555-888, and then put in the body of the text BA law. Now that can be caps, that can be lowercase, shouldn't matter. You should put that in, send it, you'll get back a link. That link goes to our bookstore and it's pre-populated with that code. So you'll be able to get any of our books for free. Now, we have them in ebook forms like a Kindle in an iBooks format. We have it in a PDF, which is really good for any kind of reader. And we certainly have hard copies, but because our main office is in Ohio and we have a stay-at-home order there, we're only allowed a couple people in per day. We're an essential service, but we're unable to fulfill the hard copies at this time. So even if you really want a hard copy, please get one of the ebooks and see how that works for you. When we're able to ship books, we don't know when that will be. We will send out an email to everybody who's logged in, who signed in. So if you get it, if you come through the process, you'll get it, and say, hey, we're ready to ship books at some point in the future. If you don't want to use your phone, you just want to do it on the computer, go to OJMBookstore.com. You'll choose your books, you'll choose your format, you'll see the price point, but when you get to the checkout screen and then you put in the BA Law promo code, which you'll need to do, you'll see that all the prices go to zero, and you'll get it for free. So I encourage you really to get the books. We're very proud of them. There's a lot of great education on them. 1 minute about OJM Group. We're a multidisciplinary wealth management firm. Pretty unique because we have a consulting side. Pretty unique because we have kind of everything under one roof. My background is asset protection. My background is a lawyer, so asset protection, corporate structure, part of my areas of expertise. My partner, Carol, she's a CPA with 25 years of tax experience, not here to replace your CPA, but to give second opinions, what best practices are on corporate structure, on tax, personally and practice, business. We have benefit plan experts for businesses and practices like 401ks and defined benefit plans and non-qualified plans. We have retirement people who do some of that modeling I talked about in part 1, and a lot of CFPs, certified financial planners. We have insurance experts, life, disability, long-term care, and with an outside national firm, property and casualty insurance. We have a whole investment team. As I mentioned, we manage about a little under $500 million for clients across the country. We are fiduciaries. We don't hold the assets ourselves. We use the largest custodians in the world. We're fee-based, very transparent. Clients love it. So that's what we do, and we can do one piece for a client. We can do all of it. It really depends on the client. Certainly, you can contact me. Again, we never charge for initial consult, which we can do by phone or even by video. You can email me any questions. my email here on the screen, or give a call, and that will eventually transfer to my cell phone. And I'll get back to you. So appreciate the opportunity. Have a close working relationship with ByrdAdatto. Hope everybody here will get the books for free, and that'll be able to chat with some of you folks one-on-one. So thanks again. And if you haven't seen parts 1 and parts 2, search around on the ByrdAdatto site and record those and watch those recordings too. Thank you.
So thank you again for joining us for this 3-part series. Again, we want to reach out and thank OJM for their entire organization, including Dave, for jumping in and helping out. These videos have been very informative. I know that I spent time watching them to think about my own personal finances, and I recommend that you do the same. Michael, any following up thoughts?
Thank you.
Thank you.